All right, our next unit is on functions. So we're going to have to be able to identify functions primarily. To start with, a function is a relation or rule that assigns each input exactly one output. So it has an input and an output. Every input has only one output. Specifically, we got an x value paired with one y value. Our x value is the input, y value will be the output when we have an x and a y. We also will have to be able to tell if a function is from, or whether or not something's a function from a graph. When we have a graph, it's a function if it passes the vertical line test. Which way is vertical? Vertical's up and down. So for the vertical line test, any vertical line drawn on the graph will pass through only one point. So if we take a vertical line and it goes through the line that's graphed more than once, that means it won't be a function. We'll get to these more in a minute. All right, so we're going to have one input and one output. Our x values are the inputs, y values, outputs. Over the years, I found the easiest way to explain this is like a soda machine. All right? Even more specifically, we're going to make it a free soda machine, okay? So how does a soda machine work? All right, so normally you would put $1 in it. Like I said, we're going to make it free. So you push a button, you get a soda, right? If on my soda machine, the button we push is the input, the soda that we get is the output. Just like function, we got input, we got output. So the way a soda machine should work, if I push the button for a Dr. Pepper, I should get a Dr. Pepper, right? If I push the button for Dr. Pepper 5 times and I get a Dr. Pepper Coke, that ain't working, is it? And it's the same idea with a function. If I press or if I use the same input, I should always get the same output. Okay? So for every input, there's one output. We shouldn't get more than one output. So our x values are input, like I said. Y value will be the output. So x value, that's what we're pushing the button with. Every time we have an input, there should only be one output that goes with it. If there's more than one, it's not a function, okay? So the way this looks, we get a table. Which letter did I say is the input? X. X is the input. So we look at the inputs. I look at my x values. Are all of them different? Yes. Yeah. So guess what that means? This is a function. If all the x values are different, automatically we got a function. Okay? Makes sense? Easy enough, right? So let's look at another one. We look at our x's. Are all my x's different? No. I've got x's that repeat. So when we have x's that repeat, we look at the y values also, okay? So remember, the x value is me pushing the button. if I go and I push the button for Dr. Pepper, I should get Dr. Pepper, right? If I push the button again, what should I get? Another Dr. Pepper, the same thing, right? So when we push the button, we got a -1, I got a -9. If I push it again, I should get -9 again, shouldn't I? Did I? No, so this one would be not a function. Does that make sense? If you have x's that repeat, like 2 x's or even more than 2, if they repeat and they don't have the y values repeat also, that means it's not a function. All right, so look at this one. Do my x's repeat? Yeah. I've got -1s twice, right? Do the y values repeat? Yeah. So that's like I push the button, I got a -9. I push the button again, I got a -9. Does that work then? Yeah. So that one's good. This one is a function. Everybody follow on the difference? So what we look for are whether the x's repeat or not. All right, so if the x value repeats, it must have the same y value also. The y value has to repeat too for it to be a function. If the y value doesn't repeat, not a function. Okay? All right, so ordered pairs. Which one's x? The first or the second? First. So if we look at this one, do any of my x's repeat? No, so guess what? That is a function. That one's good. Everybody clear on that? X's don't repeat, it's automatically good. We look at our x's. Do any of the x's repeat? No. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that one's good. All right, we look at the x's. Do any of the x's repeat? Yeah, so I've got a 3 with a 4 and a 3 with an 8. Is that one good then? No. All right, this isn't so bad, is it? We look at our x's, try to find a repeat. Usually, in most repeat, it won't be a function. But you do have to check to see if y's repeat. Sometimes they try to get tricky with you. All right, so I got a graph here. We do a vertical line test, okay? Which way is vertical?
Up and down.
Up and down. So if I draw a vertical line, how many spots is it touching that graph? It's touching one spot right there, right? So if I move my line, everywhere I move it, how many places is it touching that green line? Just once. That means it is a function, okay? What about this one? This looks like a function? If I draw a vertical line, my line's not perfectly straight, but close enough. How many places is it touching?
2.
3, 2, where? Just one time. Just touching that green once, right? So that one is a function. What about this one? Yeah, if I draw a vertical line, how many places is it touching there? 2. So anytime, if it touches anywhere more than once, it's not a function, okay? So 2 or more means not a function. This one? Is this one a function or no? Yeah. If I draw a vertical line, how many places is it touching? No matter where I go, it's just one time, right? All right, let's look at these on your sheet. Number 1 here. What letter do we look at? X. So do any of the x's repeat? No. All the x's are different. So is this one a function? So we'll write function. All right, if the x's don't repeat, there's nothing else we need to look for on it. All right, let's look at number 2. Which one's x values, the first or the second number? First one. So I got -2, 3, -4, -2, and 0. Do the x's repeat? Yeah, do the y's repeat with them? No, so what's that mean? Not a function. A little trickier with these dots here. What type of line do we use? Vertical. So if I draw a vertical line, how many dots is it touching? Just one? How many? 1, 2. So what's that mean? Not a function. Y'all, when you got like a test or something, pencil works like perfect, or the edge of a piece of paper. That makes a vertical line pretty easy. All right, so I had done one of these little circle chart things. Let's think of it as our soda machine, okay? If I push 0, what'd I get? 5. If I'm only pushing 0 one time, right? Because there's only one line coming from it. So if I push 1, what do I get? 5. If I push 2, what do I get? If I push 3, what do I get? So does this work? Yeah. Did my x's repeat? Did I push any button twice? No. So that means this one is a function. Could I have a soda machine that only has one type of soda? Yeah. Yeah, we could have all Cokes, all Pepsis, all Dr. Peppers, right? It could be just one type. No matter what button you push, that's the kind you get, right? So that would still work as a function. It's when you push the same button more than once and get something different where it doesn't work, okay? Everybody good on that? Any questions on these 4? All right, y'all try those 5. Number 5, Aubrey. Function. What letter do we look at? X. X is the first one. Those do not repeat. So does it matter that the y repeats? No. The y values aren't very important for this. We're looking at the x values, okay? Number 6 there. Taquan. Not a function. we have repeating x's. And is 1 and negative 1 different? Are 1 and negative 1 different? Yes. Yeah. So that makes that not a function. Number 7, Hunter. Not a function. How? If I draw a vertical line, see how it crosses right there and right there. Oh, I didn't leave myself enough room. All right, number 8, Nick. Function. All right, so that one looks weird, but if I take a vertical line and I move it, it doesn't cross anywhere more than once. If those two dots were right above each other, then that would not be not a function, but this one's all right. Number 9 there, Jacob. Not a function. All right, so on number 9 here, I push 15. I got a 17, right? I push 15 again, I got a 19. That means it doesn't work. Everybody see that? We got 2 lines coming from the 15 going to different numbers. That one means it's not a function then. Okay? Any questions? All right, so number 10 here. It wants an example for an x value we could put on that blank that would make this a function. So, does anyone think they can give me an x value that would make that a function? Carlea? 5 works. Who can give me an x value that would make it not a function? Taquan? No. Nick? No. Connor? No. Marcos? No. Zarian? No. Corey? All right, 0 works. Y'all, the x's, for it to be a function, so for letter A here, for it to be a function, the x's can't repeat, right? So look, 9, 0, 4, any of those 3 would make it not a function. So your answer for B could be 9 or 0, any one of those 3 would work. For A, except for those 3 would work. That makes sense? We're trying to make it so the x's don't repeat. That would make it a function. When x's repeat, that's when we have problems. It'll skip that.